So the main steps in estate planning are really going to be dictated based on what your goals and objectives are. And so if your goals are to protect minor children, and we want to make sure that we've got various guardianships set up and that assets are passing to them appropriately and in a timely manner, that's going to be one process. If you're trying to protect assets, if you're trying to mitigate against estate taxes, that's going to be another set of requirements. And so the first step is to identify what are you trying to do? What kind of control are you trying to create? Then certainly meeting with an appropriate advisor. I would suggest that it's not just an attorney. Obviously the attorney is the most necessary component of it because they're the ones that are going to draft the documents. But it really begins with some fact finding. Most clients typically have some objective in mind. They then visit with an advisor to figure out, kind of from a priority perspective, what they want to focus on. I think having a financial advisor in the room is really important because a financial advisor can, one, project assets. They can look at what assets are going to be worth at a particular time, as well as how are we managing those assets? Are the various trusts funded? Meaning, are we moving assets into the trust? What are those trusts going to be worth? What are they going to look like at the time of disposition? So really important to have a team of advisors in there. But again, obviously an attorney who specializes in estate planning. Once that's accomplished, the documents are drafted after the fact finding. Obviously one-time review, kind of going over it. There's some tweaks that need to be changed. At that particular moment then, a signing is done so that we make everything official. We then need to go and fund the trust if trusts are involved, and all that means is we're moving assets into the trust. We're titling assets in the name of the trust. And then typically you're going to want to meet with your team, with your financial advisor team and your attorney team, probably every 3 years to make sure that we're modifying and things are adjusted accordingly. Certainly could be more frequent depending on the nature of one's particular plans or situation. But once it's done, you can almost kind of set it and forget it, which is nice. As far as doing research, I think a lot of people, obviously there's so much information accessible at our fingertips now. Most of the clients that we work for have some form of objective they're trying to accomplish. Again, I would say the three primary ones are caring for minor children, asset protection, estate tax mitigation. Those are kind of the three aspects of estate planning. So if they come in with that idea, how they implement it, the designs of various things, of course, they're going to leave that up to the experts to do it. And just like so many things in the financial world, everything's customized. I think estate planning can be somewhat of an onerous topic. I think it can feel very cumbersome and burdensome. It's one, in many cases, depending on the topic, it's not the most fun discussion you can have. I know a lot of times people have difficulty talking about guardianship, who are going to care for the children, what does that look like? That's just a very uncomfortable topic. You're also dealing in many cases with mortality. You're talking about your own mortality, your own death, and how do you want assets to be passed on after that. Those aren't fun necessarily conversations to have. Typically though, again, if you're thoughtful on wanting to have control, and again at Prevail, we're all about putting individuals in control. How are we not only helping to create wealth, leverage wealth, but ultimately protect it? And when you begin to have those types of discussions, most people want that kind of control. And so as long as we can hold their hand through the process, and again, albeit some of it uncomfortable, usually when we get through the other side, when we get to the end, there's a great peace of mind that occurs here, knowing that they've got that planning taken care of.